go by, wasted in blue. I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it out to the world. You got me all worked up, got me spinning. I'm crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for crazy for love. Crazy for love. Whenever lost, whenever down, you know what to do, to do. There's no mountain I won't climb to be right by your side, right by your side. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it out to the world. You got me all worked up, got me spinning. I'm crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for crazy for love. Crazy for love. I found a miracle, I found the dream. Living is beautiful with you and me. I found a miracle, I found the dream. Living is beautiful with you and me. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it out to the world. You got me all worked up, got me spinning. I'm crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for. You know I'm crazy for, crazy for love. Crazy for. You know I'm crazy for, crazy for
Are all that I need. I finally see I can do so much better. Dreams about you and me, wearing hearts at my sleeves. I can do so much better. So, so, so much better. So, so, so much better. Dreams are all that I need. I finally see I can do so much better. I can do so much I can do so much better.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You're kind of like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where we are going to be taking a look at and doing a review of Padre Azul Tequila, coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Padre Azul Tequila. I have the silver or Blanco. I've got the Reposado, and I've got the Añejo. These bottles are really cool. I'm sure you've probably seen these in the store and have been enticed to grab them because look how cool the bottle is. I mean, it's got this really cool skull, a very manly skull at the top, and you can just like, oh yeah, it's like gray skull from He-Man or something. And then it's got this leather-ish kind of coating that's been put on top. It's a glass bottle underneath, but this leatherish kind of coat that's been sewn onto it, or kind of like stitched on, like laced on. And it's got some cool designs on it. I mean, it looks really cool. And this lettering right here is raised. It looks really cool. It's a really nice design on the bottle wrapping. But we want to find out a little bit about what this tequila is about. So these bottles were provided to me for an honest review. There's been some talking, I guess, where the brand says it's all natural and they don't use additives and stuff like that in some social media posts, or that's what they've told some people. And so it was sent to me to say, okay, tell us what you think, and tell us whether you think this is a good tequila or not. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give an honest review. You guys know I'm honest in about how I do everything, and so we're gonna go start from there. First of all, let's talk a little bit about how this tequila was made. It comes out of NOM 1466, which is Tequila Tres Mujeres. Tequila Tres Mujeres, they've had some good stuff that came out of there, but a lot of the good stuff that I liked out of Tres Mujeres isn't made there anymore. One of them was Mañana. They've had some other things out of there, but so far, I mean, Tres Mujeres, when it was older and stuff, I liked the older stuff. But I didn't like the newer stuff that they've been doing. So I'm not a huge fan of the distilleries, but you never know. Sometimes distilleries can surprise you and come out with something good. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt on this, and let's talk a little bit about some of the process and stuff that they use. So they use a brick oven, a brick horno, to cook their agave. After it is done being cooked, they then use a roller mill to extract the sugars out of the agave fibers, and then it is fermented using stainless steel tanks. After fermentation, it is then twice distilled using stainless steel pot stills, and then after that, it is bottled at 40% alcohol by volume. So so they have a Blanco, a Repo, and an Añejo. So we're gonna work our way through all of them. So let's not waste any more time, though. Let's jump right into the Blanco and see what we got on this. I'm gonna pull off by the power of Grayskull. For all of you that know He-Man, grew up in that time, this thing is like hardcore. I mean, literally solid metal. You can throw this through a window and it would do some serious damage or something. This is a weapon in itself. Very hardcore, heavy. It'd be a great paperweight, I think, too. Or if you can fit it in another bottle, maybe use it as a different decanter topper or something. It's pretty cool. So, or what you may want to do is just You take the Padre Azul thing off this and use the, I don't know what the bottle looks like underneath, but it'd be kind of interesting to see. All right, so let's put a little of the Blanco in here. Now, the people that send me this, you know, for the honest review, want to know about additives. And typically with Blancos, there's no additives in it. There's some loopholes that people sometimes exploit, where they can actually use additives in a Blanco, but typically it's in the aged expression. So I'm not expecting, you know, anything with this. I'm hoping that it's just kind of a good solid Blanco. So let's take a look. All right, so looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass nicely. Look at the legs and tears forming on it. Looks like it's going to have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Looking at the tequila in the glass, it is crystal clear. Looks beautiful. Looks like a good Blanco tequila should. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. So on the nose, I am getting some cinnamon, agave, cooked agave, baking spices, little hint of citrus in there as well, with some fruit. But it's got a nice strong agave smell to it, which is good. But not a whole lot of complexity to it, but it doesn't smell bad. All right, so let's see what we get on the mouthfeel or the palate on this. All right, I'm definitely getting cinnamon and baking spices. There's an interesting sweetness that's coming through on this. That's not a typical... it's not a typical agave cinnamon sweetness. It's like sugar. There's like a sugar type of sweetness in it. Yeah, there's a sweetener in this. It definitely tastes like there's a sweetener. I'm not getting a full, like, nice cooked agave. Instead, I'm getting agave and then sweet, like the sweetness, like almost like it's yeah, like sugar, like a simple syrup, like a sugar's been added to this. Definitely has this weird sweetness to it, but it's almost along the lines of like an artificial sweetener. Like I'm a big like stevia person. I like when I like eat grapefruit in the morning, I have stevia and stuff on it, and because I don't like a bunch of added sugar, but this is giving like a stevia type of a flavor to it, kind of an artificial sweetener. It's not bad. It's sweet. If you're somebody that likes your tequila along the sweet lines, this is sweet, but it's not like a cooked agave sweetness. There's like an artificial stevia sweetness to this, as well as, you know, there's some agave, there's some cinnamon in there, but the sweetness kind of just takes over everything. So I've had lots and lots and lots of Blancos, and I don't normally detect a sweetness like this in it. So I'm going to say they put a sweetener or something in this. This is not natural, but it's not bad. It doesn't taste horrible. It's sweet. It's sweet, and not a syrupy sweetness. It's not like, but it tastes like they use some kind of sweetener in it. So, that one, I'd give it 2 agave because it doesn't taste bad. There's still some agave flavor in it, but there's this overwhelming sweetness that follows it. And those of you that have ever had this before, if you sip along, you can see, you know what I'm talking about, where it's almost like a stevia sweetness that follows it. I'm not a big fan of extra sweet, not natural tequila. And this one, it's really sweet. Let me get the sweetness out of my mouth. Hold on. Now, if the owner's saying they don't do anything to this, I don't know if he's there when they're producing it, because there's definitely like a sweetener added to that. All right. So that being said, let's take a look at the repo. The repo is 8 months in, at least a minimum of 8 months in a used bourbon barrel. And then the next Gray Skull topper is more of a bronzes kind of color to it. But by the power of Gray Skull, bring me He-Man. I will destroy him. All right. Okay. So here's the repo. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've done like He-Man stuff before, since I was a kid. I mean, it's so, I don't know, is He-Man big anymore? Do people still like this? Do kids still like He-Man? Does he still have a cartoon and stuff? And all right, so looking at this on the glass, it coats the glass. Okay, so you see the legs and tears coming down. Looks good. And then looking at the tequila itself, it's kind of a light straw-esque kind of color to it. It's kind of a viscous mouthfeel. You can tell by the way it coats the glass there. But looks pretty clean. Let's see what we get on the nose on this. It's got a very sweet nose to it on the repo. I'm definitely picking up vanilla and caramel. Not picking up much agave from it at all. It's mostly just vanilla and caramel. And that's about it. That's all I'm getting. Smells like a vanilla cupcake. That's typically a bad sign that it's got additives. All right, here it goes. As much as I don't like additives, you know, and for those of you that you know, are like, well, you know, the reason why, you know, is when you buy a tequila, especially when it says 100% agave on it, 100% agave, right? You expect it to be like natural, right? They don't put, you know, flavor, you know, with artificial flavoring or with flavors added or anything like that. You expect it to be natural, and I started drinking the additive stuff when I first started getting into tequila, and it was really sweet and caramelly and vanilla-y, and I liked it. But then once I started diving into the more natural stuff, I really started appreciating all the different flavors that you get from it. And it wasn't like drinking dessert every time. And I started enjoying it more. And I've developed a taste, a palate for more of the natural stuff. And I really appreciate the flavors I get from the natural stuff versus, you know, the stuff with the artificial flavoring and stuff in it. So that's one of the reasons why I go crazy on additives, is because they don't tell you what's in there. It gives people a misrepresentation of what's in it. So let's see. I'm sure it's going to taste good. I mean, it's not going to taste bad, but we'll see what we get from this. Here we go. Yeah. Super sweet. Wow, over the top sweet. I might even be going into into sugar shock here in a minute. Wow, that is super sweet. Lots of vanilla, caramel in there, a little bit of caramel, but lots and lots of vanilla, and it's super sweet. They definitely, I'm thinking they use some simple syrup in there, and then some vanilla flavoring. It is going to be like really smooth. For those of you that like to use that word, I don't like to use it, but it's going to be really smooth because it's got the stuff in there to make it so it's easy to drink. But it's really sweet. This is really sweet, and I'm still getting that simple, that syrupy, that sweetness, like the like stevia kind of sweetness in it, that I'm not digging at all. So I'd give this one, I mean, 2 agave. It tastes good. And it tastes sweet. And if sweet tequila, sweetened tequila, I think I'd like that term better. Instead of sweet tequila, sweetened tequila and flavored tequila are your thing, then you'd like this. I know my wife would love this. She loves, and she'll openly admit, she loves the additive tequilas. She would love this. This would be her jam. So I might even take this bottle down and put it in the cabinet downstairs for her, because this thing, she would go, oh, that's lovely, and she would say, I like that. That she's all about. She would be all about that. So, this one is for Debbie. Debbie, honey, you just got yourself another bottle of tequila for downstairs. Congratulations. All right. So I still have this sweetness, like stevia sweetness in my mouth right now, sugary stevia type sweetness that I'm going to try to wash out. Too sweet. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I'm already diving into sweet stuff. All right, so we have one more we're going to power through here. This is the Añejo, and supposedly this is 18 months, minimum 18 months in white oak bourbon barrels. And then here we have another silver top. So it's like the 2 silver tops can gang up on the gold guy and bring us him in. I'm gonna have some fun with these. I know I am. You're gonna see these pop up and other things. You're like, ooh, hey, hombre, what are you doing? Oh gosh. Oh, man. All right, so a minimum of 18 months, and they said hand-selected white oak bourbon barrels that we pick for the ultimate flavor profile for our tequila. All right. Let's look at it in the glass. Let's do the way we're supposed to do. I was really hoping that this would have been like decent. I really was. I was hoping it would be like not, because they were swearing up and down there's completely natural, no additives. Yeah, I don't think so. And so looking at this in the glass, you see the legs and tears coming down. Looks beautiful. So it's going to have a viscous mouth feel to it, which is exactly what you want. Looking at the color, it's more of a deep straw. It looks amber in here because I have some yellowish light, so I don't come across looking like an albino in my videos. But it is kind of like a deep straw color when you see it with white light. Looks crystal clear, looks good. So let's see what we get on the nose on this. Oh yeah. Definitely has a nice sweetness to it, vanilla, and a deeper caramel coming through on it. So this is gonna be a party here. I did pick up some alcohol ethanol coming through on the nose too. But it's definitely a vanilla and caramel bomb. I wish I had a bomb sound effect that I could play where it's like. All right, let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Now this has got an interesting flavor profile to it, where you get this kind of cherry note that starts in the beginning, and then you get this really strong vanilla and sweetener that comes through on it. Oh God, that's so sweet. Wow, that's sweet. I need an insulin shot after doing this one. Wow, that is sweet. If you like really sweet tequila, if you have somebody that even introducing him to tequila, it's just not fair, because if they think, oh well, tequila can taste like this, it doesn't. It's definitely vanilla and caramel loaded in that, and it definitely has like a simple syrup of some type, a sugary sweetener that's been added to this thing. I'm guessing it's probably stevia too, because if they use real sugar for it, sometimes you might be able to get a wild bacteria fermentation happening in with it in the bottle if the bottle isn't clean 100%, and everything's sanitized and stuff before it's sealed. So by using stevia, there's no residual sugars for any bacteria or anything to get into. So I'm thinking it's a stevia kind of simple syrup thing that's going on. It's just like this sweetener, and it reminds me of stevia when I put it on my grapefruit in the morning. Super sweet. I have this residual sweetness just riding through on my mouth. My wife is gonna dig this. She'll love this. This is her style. Yeah, to agave. I mean, because it's not horrible. It doesn't taste horrible. It's just sweet, really, really sweet. And so if you're somebody that likes sweet things, this will be right up your alley. If you're somebody that's looking for cooked agave and looking for natural tasting agave tequila wonderfulness, it's not here. It's not here. This is not, there's nothing natural about this. I'm sorry. This is not natural. Ugh. Ugh. Too sweet. Too sweet. Now I'm gonna have to spend some time outside on Instagram Live later with a real natural tequila to try to get this taste out of my mouth. All right, so there you go. Two agave across the board. Leave this one on the shelf unless you really like sweet tequila. If you're a Clase Azul person and you don't want to spend the money on Clase Azul, but you want something that's like that, this will probably be right up your alley. I mean, really, it doesn't taste horrible. It just tastes really sweet. And so if you're somebody who's developed a palate where you don't like sweet tequila, don't bother with this one, because you're gonna be severely disappointed. All right. Okay. So that's it. Let's check in with some of our members and see what they have to say, their comments and questions and stuff. Shaman says, hey, hombre, I've been curious about this brand. The bottle caught my eye, which usually isn't a good thing. Yeah, no, in this case, it isn't a good thing, my friend Shaman. I know you like natural tasting tequila. This thing would be a huge disappointment for you, and you probably would be sad that you spent the money on it. Deputy Sandoval, welcome. Glad you can make it. You should send some tequila police after these people, because it is definitely artificially sweet. Bonnie, glad you can make it. Thank you for coming. Bienvenido, welcome. And then Marlo, I waved to you earlier. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. EBA 101 Boxing said pancake syrup. Yes, it's exactly like pancake syrup, I think, but it might be even a little too sweet for pancakes. It might be good poured over vanilla ice cream, because it's more of like a liqueur than it is a real tequila, how sweet it is. So it probably wouldn't be bad poured over vanilla ice cream and consumed that way, but to put it in a glass neat and to sip it, No, it's not. There's nothing natural about this at all. But I'm sure they probably sell a lot. There's a lot of people that like sweet tequila. It's not for me. All right. So any other questions or comments on this? Comment, let me know. If you like the information I shared and you appreciate what I do, click the like button there. And if you're new and just checking in, seeing what the Tequila Hombre is all about, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell next to it. And that way you'll get notified every time I go live or post a new video. We will have some other videos, pre-recorded videos that'll be coming up here, as well as on Friday we'll be doing the informational video about tequila processes. You don't want to miss that. We're getting some deep stuff on that, which should be very educational for people and very helpful. What is it? New He-Man series on Netflix. Have been 2 seasons. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Well, they should have them drink this tequila because they have Grayskull right here on the top of the.
I am Grayskull. I will destroy He-Man and everything he stands for.
Hola, Gabi Bobby Dell. Hey, buddy. Glad you can make it. Thanks for showing up. So that's it. I mean, it's super sweet across the board from the Blanco. Starting from the Blanco. Normally, some of these brands, you know, the Blanco is like okay, it's decent, and then it goes into the sweetener and the artificial flavoring and the Repo and the Añejo. But this one, they were pretty consistent. Where they started with the Blanco with adding a sweetener to it. Definitely has a sweetness that isn't natural agave sweetness. So that's it. Any other questions or comments or anything else you guys want to share? I'll give you a couple seconds here before we end up wrapping it up. But I'll try to do an Instagram live tonight if you guys want to come out and join me. I may or may not. I don't know. We have to see how things come together here after this. And how well I can get this taste out of my mouth. I got this sweetness, this chemical sweetness type of aftertaste that's it's in my mouth right now. All right, well, it doesn't look like any more comments and stuff are coming through. So, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So, if I were you, I would leave the Padre Azul on the shelf. Salute, guys. See you on Friday for the second part of the Tequila Process series. I look forward to having you there and giving you some great information on tequila processes. Salute. See you later. Bye.